Mental Health Monday with Mick Coyle.
Radio City Talk.
We're back for another week. My name is Mick Coyle. I do hope you're well. We've got a guest in the studio. We've been trying to get him on for a bit of time, but he's super duper busy because he's been up and about uploading and checking out a brand new app. We were talking to Chris Kirkland, the former Liverpool goalkeeper, about this a number of months ago, and the official launch is coming up in a couple of weeks' time, although the app is currently available to download. You can do that now on Android and also on iOS, and it's called Yappa. Y-A-P-A, Yappa, and Jack Knowles is the creator of it. Jack, great to see you. Thanks for your time today.
Hi guys, thanks for having me on.
Hey, not a problem at all. Chris Kirkland said some very nice things about you.
Oh yeah, I've been. I was listening because I couldn't actually make it to that interview, but I listened in, and he can be real supportive, which is great.
We'll talk about the app, what it does, how it came about. But first and foremost, let's talk about you. You're sort of a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, and you've done stuff before in the world of apps, but in the dating world, is that right?
Yeah, so initially I launched dating websites, niche dating websites are launched, and then to follow on to that, obviously, kind of all websites are going into the app space, so I launched a dating app called Tempter, which is still running now. When I launched that, I always thought, that's going to be the only app I ever launch, really. I didn't, because it is very difficult to launch an app, and there's a lot of loopholes you've got to go through. But then I just kind of saw what the mainstream social apps were doing to people's mental health and thought, how could I kind of help those people launching an app myself? And wanted to keep it social. I didn't want it to be kind of like a meditation app, because there's a number of them out there. I just wanted to keep it social, but allow it to help people's mental health, and not, obviously, I just didn't want it to be the cause. I didn't want it to be for cause, but kind of mainly part of the solution for it. Yeah,
because of course a lot of people would say, well, social media is great, but it has all these downsides. And I guess to sort of look at a blank sheet of paper or a blank bit of code in and go, right, how do we keep the great bits, but get rid of the downside? Were there obvious things that you thought, well, these are the obvious things we can get rid of, that we don't need these now? They've become the norm in Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, but on Yappa, we won't need them.
Yeah, so straight away, which was obviously a biggie, was no photos. So that was a major thing for us. And then obviously we don't have likes either. So obviously I shouldn't know, but I use one of the mainstream social apps, which I'm actually going to delete. And I can wake up in the morning and just, I'd love to know how many people actually log into this app and actually feel good when they log into it, because I can wake up in the morning and think, oh, you know, I'm seeing all these guys are really in shape. They all seem to be on holiday, and look at me, I'm feeling a bit out of shape. I'm not on holiday. So I think it's the worst way you can start your day. And I just think, why not log into Yappa, just say how you're feeling, what you're up to that day. You're listening to radio, you're going to a meeting, you can connect with your friends, you can connect with, obviously, well-known personalities are joining it. It's just a perfect way to go about it, really.
So Yappa stands for You Are Perfect Always, and the app is available to download now on iOS and Android as well. As you were creating it and you thought no photos, is there a danger that you might be thinking, well, there's no photos, so maybe people might not want to use it? That you've got to kind of go, it's not going to be something which has got 500 million users. This might be more niche.
Yeah, I did. I just thought, why not just try it out, see if it can really be the next best thing? Because I wouldn't say there's many apps out there that are completely no photos. So I just thought, let's give it a go. And the initial traction has just been so good. And the response from people, I mean, we're just getting, what I'm seeing is people are downloading Yappa, using it, and the people are using it very strongly for Yappa as well. So really for it, wanting it to work, wanting it to be popular, which is great. No one's kind of downloading it and just thinking, no, this isn't for me. They want to download it and really want it to work.
So since I spoke to Chris Kirkland, I downloaded it myself. Just for people who were thinking, well, there's no photos on it, what's on there? You have your profile, if you like, small bit of detail about yourself, and you can have a picture of yourself.
Yeah.
And then instead of pictures, you have instead this like colour coding, don't you, where you can pick your mood, and then you can describe what you're doing or how you're feeling based around that mood, and then people can then choose to respond how they see fit, and that might be sad or depressed, it might be proud, happy, various different things. Why was it so important to get those different moods in there?
What we're going to create soon is it's going to be trackable. So say someone is going through obviously a really bad time, they're feeling depressed, if they do maybe 5 depressed yaps over a very small time frame, we obviously know there's a problem with that person, so we can send a direct message to them with obviously local help or mainstream numbers or techniques, such as they might have done a yap in the past saying they're happy listening to City Talk radio, and we'll be able to say, look, why don't you just throw on the radio station and make yourself feel good via that way.
Which is an interesting way of doing it, because actually in a world where we're talking about social media companies trying to take responsibility or not taking responsibility for what they're doing, you're saying, well, in many ways you become a partner with the people who are on there, and you're saying, look, we'll have your back. If you tweet this way, we can offer you the help. At least we can signpost you to the help as well. That might be a key intervention for some people. Yeah,
I mean, it hasn't been seen before, so we can't wait to integrate that.
You do get followers, don't you?
Yeah,
and you can follow people.
Yeah, so that's what you can do. So it connects your contacts in your phone books, so you can instantly follow your close friends, or you can search for people that you already know on the app.
But it doesn't come up like this. It's not Kim Kardashian's got 8 billion people following her.
Yeah,
it doesn't have like a number.
Yeah, you'll never know if the number of followers that a user has.
So if you're a celebrity, you're actually still only ever at the same level as an average Joe or Joanne. There's no superstars on there. There are superstars on there.
That's what we want to encourage as well.
But there's a normality to that, yeah?
Yeah.
In terms of the reaction you've had to it, what sort of things have people said to you about the things that they've either seen on there or the benefits that they've had from posting on there, as compared to something they would have put on Facebook or Twitter?
I mean, we've had numerous emails now saying, look, thank you so much for launching this app, because I've literally just deleted Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and I'm just going to have Yapper. There's what a lot of people obviously use, like Twitter, for example, is to post a status, but there's obviously a lot to do with the number of followers you have, the number of likes, and it's a lot about kind of retweets and stuff. But with Yapper, you can just post a yap on how you're feeling, but what you're up to as well. So that's the big response has been that people are deleting for mainstream social apps to have Yapper.
Jack Knowles is with us. He's the man behind Yapper as well. You got Chris Kirkland on board, so your accent betrays you the fact you're not from around here, as does Chris's. Did you know him before? Had you'd seen him share his own story?
Yeah, I did. So I contacted him and just said, I've been in kind of a similar position as him, and I just said, look, I'm thinking my domain is launching apps. I've just done one which was very successful, and I'm looking to launch another one, and I'd love for him to be involved. So we had a meeting, and we just got on so well straight away. And he loved the concept, just thought, let's just go for it. And his help has been just great, because obviously Liverpool Football Club are fully behind the app, and a lot of other contacts have got on board because of Chris, which has been superb, really. Yeah.
You're a tall guy. He's a big guy, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah. Well, I'm about 6'3", 6'4", he's 6'6", 6'7", so yeah.
He's a giant of a man. You mentioned that your story, you felt echoes between the story that Chris had told about his own personal experience in his own mental health and your own as well.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable just maybe giving us a sense of maybe some of the issues that you faced when you were younger?
Yeah, this is about, it's quite recent. It's about 2 years ago, really, so it's quite recent. So I just went through a bad period of a family member passing away and splitting up with an ex-girlfriend, and I think at that time I didn't speak out about any problems to anyone, and I thought that was the worst thing you can do, really. Now even if I have a small part of feeling that way, I'll get on Yapper instantly and just send out a yap, and you just feel so much better from it. People will send you a message straight away, hope you're okay, and I think so that's when I was launching Yapper. I just thought, give people maybe going through those bad times an opportunity to speak out, maybe if they haven't already. It was a small bout of depression and anxiety, really, but at that time just didn't want to speak out about it, which was the worst thing you can do. I've spoken to Chris about it, and we all agree, I think, not speaking out is the worst thing. I know it's very difficult for people if they're listening, but they're going through a bad time, and you feel like you can't get through it, but you do get through it. That's really a fact. I mean, it's all about time. When I was going through it, at that time, you feel literally it's going to last forever. You just think, this is me done. I mean, I had counselling, which it's not particularly cheap. That's why I just thought Yapper could come in so much handy for people that maybe can't afford counselling. Yeah.
In regard to that as well, because people require different levels of response, don't they, as and when their mental health takes a turn for the worse, if that is the case. Do you find, and have you found, that people have said that it's useful with those interactions? Because for some people, saying something on an app, whatever app it is, and getting a response is a sense of acknowledgement that I've said something and somebody's responding. Other people will need to have maybe much more detailed and sort of interactive responses to their own mental health as well. Obviously, social media does have its problems, but you've obviously found in yourself value in there that it can be part of a solution if it chooses to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. If it's used right, it's 100% can be. It's just the ones that, obviously the mainstream ones, I just think is a big cause, especially with, I've had a lot of teachers get in contact with me now regards Yapper, and they want to push it with students. They just think, obviously in mainstream ones, there's a lot of bullying, and it's a big cause, and they just think, the no photos concept I think is great, and allowing them to just speak out. We've made the app really secure as well. Obviously you can only join via your phone number. So say that person who's joined their phone number, if they have been sending out bad messages to people, there is any kind of trolling behaviour, they can get instantly deleted, so they'll never be able to download the app again via that phone number.
And with regard to that, I mean, these are things that you're doing, and these are sort of things that are available as an option when you're creating an app. Why is it, do you think, that these other social media sites aren't so keen? That they'll talk the talk when it comes to tackling racism, bullying and all kinds of things as well. But you almost get a sense that they're very defensive about that, or they say they're not the publishers of that, and they'll claim various different things to almost kind of go, well, it's not us that's doing it, we're not part of the problem. Could they be part of the solution if they wanted to be?
Yeah, I think they could. I think, personally, which is a horrible thought, that they think they get traction off these kind of people, maybe promoting self-harm. I think I watched a documentary and they rate photos, and I'm pretty sure they allowed photos of people self-harming to be on Facebook, which I think absolutely should not be allowed. I think it's horrible that they obviously allow that, and I think really they need to look at themselves and think, look, it's not all about money and mass amount of people using it. Let's actually look after our users a bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say, you obviously feel a duty of care now to your users. That's a big responsibility to take on, isn't it? Particularly as the app develops and you decide to maybe respond and you sort of monitor how people are expressing their emotions as well. That's a big shout that you've got there from the business world to say, okay, we'll build an algorithm.
Oh yeah, 100%. With the duty of care, putting the users first has always been paramount to us. I mean, we're going to an agreement with the government to say how much we're looking after our users, which other apps won't be doing. Obviously, we've got a big, for no photos is big for us, but we've got a team of moderators, support, and any post can get reported, any user can get reported, and it's instantly looked at, which is great for us.
In regard to that, tell us about, so you got a press launch coming up in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
But it's available to check out now. People can do it as well. The version of the app as it stands at the moment, is that the app as it is, or is that going to have a few more tweaks?
Yeah, there's a few more tweaks. I'd say it's about 85% complete, but you can join now and connect with your friends, but there's still a lot of functions that we're going to be adding across this year. The app is actually global now, so you can download it, so we're going to be pushing it in Australia and America, and that starts in the next few months.
There's a niche element to it, as I said, that not everyone wants to talk about their mental health. What's a respectable number of users for a social media site these days? Because you hear about Facebook with 85% of the population have seen it or know about it across the globe. Have you got a number in mind that you'd like to reach?
Well, for first number, we'd love to have a million users using it. I personally, obviously, looking at why I created the app, I want to make sure that there's a huge amount of success stories for it. I want to see a massive amount of emails coming in, messages sent to me on Yapper. I just want to, obviously, if I can help one person, that's great, but I want to help globally, hundreds of thousands, really.
It's free to download and free to use as well, we'll say that. You're JK on there, is that right?
Yeah, I'm at JK.
And the good thing is if you download it early, you can actually get your own name You know, you see on Twitter now, and everyone's got 15 different characters after the name just to try and get it.
Yeah.
Don't you get your own name?
Yeah.
It's actually me on there.
Have you got Mick?
Yeah, I've got Mick Coyle. There you go. I should have gone for Mick. Just Mick on it. I should have. And as the app continues to grow as well, it's going to be interesting to see how it changes as well. And maybe even how people sort of respond to it and maybe ask for more. You know, Twitter, that went from 140 characters, didn't it? That expanded as well. So you might have to expand your emotional range, maybe, you know, the options that you've got there.
Yeah, that's one thing we have been asked. We're missing angry at the moment. And we have been pushed to add that yap. So we are thinking about that one, to be fair. Other than that, for emails, so again, I'm waiting for... I'm waiting for some negative emails to come through saying, look, it's not doing this for me or it needs this. I'm just waiting for that to think, oh, yeah, actually, we need to add that. So I'm waiting. But I love all the emails that we get saying how much it's helping people and what a great concept it is. But if I get an email saying you should look into integrating that, then we'll definitely look into that.
Absolutely. People can check it out via iOS and Android. It works the same on both, yeah?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Have you got to completely rebuild it for one system and then the other?
It's pretty much like that, to be fair. Yeah.
Is that really annoying to do? You think, oh, we've done it now. Then you've got to start all over again.
I mean, I'm very much iOS. So I know the iOS app is great, but for geeks who we've got who build the app, they're Android developers, so the Android is even nicer than iOS, even though they're pretty much 99% identical. The Android app is good.
You just call them the geeks. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, I shouldn't.
People who work if that's what you call them, that's what you call them. Absolutely, you can check it out as well. And in terms of the work that you're doing in the mental health field, do you expect that this will take you in different directions now? That if you're seen as, you know, the creator of an app which has had so much positivity around it in the mental health field as well, you'll find, I guess, that you'll be invited to take part in other things. Yeah,
I've been pushed. There's been a few people pushed me to launch a mental health charity, which we are in discussions to launch. That'll be towards the end of the year now, as we focus on Yappa. But that's something I want to look into. I think from my side, I'm quite keen to push it to be towards the younger audience, say like 10-year-olds to 18-year-olds, where I think it's about 80-70% of the causes start at that age. So just looking at what can be done in schools more, I think. More could be done in schools, but I'm not fully sure how yet. But that would be a nice area to focus on. But that'll be towards the end of the year. Jack,
thank you for your time today. Thanks for joining us on the programme. Best of luck with the app, the launch, the press launch and everything that comes with it as well. And I look forward to hearing how the app changes. Yeah. And I'll be sharing my thoughts on it. I'll do it on Yappa. I'll do it on Twitter as well, so we'll have no favourites here. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
And one last thing from Mental Health Extra this week. On Radio City Talk, I was joined by the founder and creator of the Educate Awards. Now, these are a huge awards night which take place every single November in Liverpool, and they recognise the great work taking place in schools across the northwest of England. Now, there's a special category set up for this year's awards, which is looking to honour those who promote the mental health and well-being of young people within a school environment. Now, the nominations for the awards are now open, and the awards themselves are in November, but it's actually towards the end of June that the nominations close. So I wanted to get this one out now. Kim joined me in the studio alongside our education expert, Les Stewart, who's had decades worth of experience working with young people. Kim joined us to tell us about why they wanted to honour those schools that were doing great work from a mental health and well-being point of view, and why they wanted specifically to introduce a new category for 2019. Educate Awards. Type that into your search engine. You get all the details and about the event which takes place in Liverpool every single November. Kim O'Brien on Radio City Talks Mental Health Extra. With the government sort of pressing ahead with changes in regard to mental health and provision of mental health within schools as well, you're jumping in on that one.
Well, we announced it before that government announcement, and I'm sure most schools would agree that their place will not be to replace mental health services, but the work that schools are already doing reflects that they already play that vital role, and we've seen over the years and the entries that have been made that mental health and well-being has featured in those entries. So this idea is to shine the spotlight on the work that they're already doing around mental health and well-being. Absolutely,
which is brilliant news, and something that me and Les have talked about for a long old time. I think the thing is as well, you notice, particularly when it's happening in schools, that schools are, I think, ahead of the curve.
Always.
From a society point of view, because sometimes there's still this thing about
me.
mental health. People still think clinicians, they think, but actually when schools talk about mental health, they talk about that idea of well-being, about positive feeling, about the fact that every child has got mental health and it can be positive as well as negative, that they already have those sort of ideas working and going on.
Most certainly, and I would imagine that already in schools they're breaking down the stigma and they're raising awareness so that people talk about mental health as much as they talk about physical health. I think schools are already doing that, and schools are at the forefront, aren't they? So they are responding to the online world that our children live in now. That for adults, I'm not a digital native, so I haven't grown up online, but for my own children, I think those kind of pressures, that schools are the first to feel those and see the impact maybe on children's lives too.
What I was going to say, what sort of things have you seen in the past from like previous entries that has made you thought, you know what, I think the schools might be already doing this. This is going to be something that's worth celebrating.
Well, schools touch on the physical and social, but I even think sometimes in the sport categories where they are taking on board that the full inclusion of all children, or looking at that mass participation, or just talking openly that they're doing work that might be linked to physical education, but is actually touching on how much of an impact that has on children's mental well-being. I think them responding to, schools where there's full inclusivity, and obviously they push towards that, and it might be around neurodiversity and different things that they're doing already that is addressing the needs of children with or without financial support into the school. So we see lots of initiatives where you think, even in the life skill category that we had before, where it's more about preparing children to be resilient and to cope with the pressures that they're under, which again comes back to the mental health of all of us.
We were speaking in hospitality, he says, before Kim came on, and before I came on, pardon me, and there's a tremendous amount of connectivity between the categories. You find that something that is highlighted in life skills, let's say, is highlighted elsewhere and elsewhere and elsewhere. And more, they're melding, aren't they? They're getting together. And obviously there are distinctions between each one, but there are certain themes that run through. And this one, I think, of mental health and well-being is absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. And you know what? Because the thing is as well, and I notice this because I have these conversations a lot through doing Mental Health Monday. Mental health is, for me, it's in absolutely everything. Last week we had Cowley International College on, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, those kids who were getting involved in plays, performances, they were going away, they were feeling confident, they were feeling vibrant, they were feeling engaged, they were feeling a sense of community, that they worked together to create this. Now, that's all mental health, because it's about how you feel.
As you say, mental health is positive as well as negative. We always seem to think we're looking at the negative. We're also looking at the positive. Absolutely.
So the Educate Awards are back for 2019. The nominations close on Sunday. Oh, it's a Sunday as well, the 23rd of June 2019. And there's links on the website, educateawards.co.uk, to the new categories, the sponsors, and how to enter as well. Get on board as quickly as you can. Sam and Ross is on that website as well, so just be warned that that's out there too. Just tell us about the reaction for people who win these awards, because it can be a really big deal, can't they?
It's enormous. I mean, last year, I think the most striking reaction was from Riverside Primary School, because they actually had 30 of them at the event and they literally ran up to the stage. The elation is just enormous, but it's the recognition that they're getting for the work that they are doing in schools every day. And obviously, as a society, we're always looking at Ofsted and data and the new Progress 8 score in secondary schools. So the awards, I think, is an opportunity for them to be recognised professionally from a community point of view, the students, the teachers, the leadership teams of what they are doing day in, day out throughout the year. Yeah,
sometimes as well people hear about teachers doing wonderful work and they go, you're never getting awards, or they never get... But actually with these, they actually can get awards.
Yeah, I mean,
if you tell people about it...
I use the word advisedly. I've been privileged to be involved since the start, 2012. Yes. And every time I turn up, it seems to get not just bigger, physically bigger, more people, but there seems to be a bigger buzz about the place. The cathedral is it's taken over that night. Completely. By the schools, but by the children, I think, more than anything else. The performances that go on there are just absolutely stunning. The enthusiasm of the staff, the genuine joy when a winner is announced it's palpable. It really is. It's tremendous. I was gutted, Mick. I couldn't go this year. So
Alan Wicker,
so
where were you?
What
part of the country were you in?
If I manage to get invited for this one, I'll definitely be there. Kim. Really.
That's okay. It's a good heads up, isn't it? We're only in March.
just take one seat off Riverside Primary.
Yeah. No,
let's squeeze in.
Tremendous event. It really is.
To make everyone feel at home, do you make everyone sit on little chairs?
No.
No. Oh, right. Okay.
Only the primary teachers.
Oh, I was talking to my wife about this. We went into parents' evening. My daughter's in a nursery school within the primary school. So, of course, parents' evening, we all sit on the little chairs. Now, it's 3 adults at a time, teacher, parents. So they could have gone and got 3 seats from the staff room if they wanted to.
Cuts, Mick, cuts. They haven't got
Hang on a minute.
money.
It wouldn't cost anything to have just walked a few across. And I said to my wife, I can't believe they made us sit on the kids' chair. She went, I have to sit on one of them. I said, right. I said, I'm going to have to look after you in old age. Your back is going to be absolutely destroyed. So she was like, well, at least the table's at the right height as well. I was thinking, oh no. If people want to show support for the Educate Awards, get involved and get nominating as well. educateawards.co.uk is the website, and that's up and running now.
We also were talking, weren't we, Kim, about the fact that it's spreading.
Yes.
This was a Mersey region phenomenon when I first became involved, and then it's now like gone to the northwest, it's gone to the Midlands, and it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And I did say last time you were on in November, there's a head teacher in Wales desperate to get involved. So can we see a move?
We would like to. It certainly gets discussed constantly, and we do have that in the plan. We'd like to keep the Northwest as the Northwest Educate Awards, and then look at another region to take it to maybe in the next 12 to 18 months. There's definitely an appetite for it, and we get requests ourselves continually. Yeah. We're very active on Twitter, and that's where schools tend to be very active, and obviously they see our schools in this region celebrating the testimonials that go out. So we do get requests. It's making that brave move, I suppose, and deciding to just do it.
Venue, so you got the Anglican Cathedral.
Well,
you have to pick another venue.
That was actually on. It was there about to come out. It has made a difference, but how much of a difference? Because it was the Crown Plaza, wasn't it?
The first year we were in the Crown Plaza, and that was a little bit of dipping our toe in. We'll see how it goes. Will people like it? Will they come? And then immediately from that response, we thought, no, we need to go big. And we just went from the Crown Plaza to the cathedral.
How big can you get?
And obviously there isn't a venue that is ever going to really match the Liverpool Cathedral.
No,
it's a wonderful space.
Educateawards.co.uk. Get your nominations in. Nominations close on Sunday the 23rd of June. I know people will wait until the Friday or the Saturday or even the Sunday itself before they come in, and they'll still then message you going, can we do it? I've not got a couple of files. Can I send it first thing on Monday?
As ever.
The answer is no at this stage. 23rd of June, it might change, and the event itself in November of this year. Kim, thank you for your time. Great to see you.
Thank
Kim
you
O'Brien from the Educate Awards.
Thank you.
Les, before you go, just a phrase which has just come to my attention. You're going to have to set this up for me. Kidfluencers. Kidfluencers.
Yeah, it's this idea that you have adults who have followers on Twitter, let's say, for argument's sake, and they suddenly find that the picture of their 1-year-old child is getting more hits, as it were, than they are. So they then pass it on to their child. And the idea is that these kids then earn quite a lot of money from companies who want to latch on to their followers by having that child wear something, carry something, do something, say something. And that's where it's coming from. Kidfluencers, yeah.
That's
big deal.
I mean, I don't quite understand why parents get their kids into it.
I don't understand why they do it themselves in the first place, but why you'd want to get your child involved in this world, God only knows. But it's out there. Parents are backing off because their children are getting far more followers than they
See,
are.
I saw somebody put something about this on social media because they'd say, why have you put your daughter on Instagram because she was like 12 and like it was like things that she was wearing, places that she was going.
That's it.
And I just thought, your kid's not a piece of public property there. Your kid's got a private life. And then in her explanation, this was the mum saying that essentially it'll help build her brand. And I just thought,
there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
that
says
depressing.
Everything. It says everything that needs to be said.
Based on this idea that in the future you don't need any talent. All you just need is for people to know who you are. And you don't have to have any specialist subjects. You don't have to be skilled. As long as people know who you are or understand the brand, that's enough.
Apparently one parent said to her child, I tell her that we get gifts now and then for things we do. I don't want her to think she's getting money for nothing. Hey, I mean, that's as far as I could remember the actual quote. I mean, that's ridiculous. And of course, but who are the people that are following them?
See, well,
who are those
understand.
people out there who click and go, yeah, I'll follow that 5-year-old wearing a whatever? Oh, I give up.
It's depressing, that, isn't it?
It
You
is.
know when they say, the number of jobs that will be in the future will not be the jobs which exist at the moment.
That's right, yeah.
This is all the things. You need to be doing that, but people for over the age of 60, lads, you need to be thinking about that.
Is it a real job?
You need to be influencing people.
That's
You need
right.
to get up and about on your Instagram.
The OA pinfluencers, yeah.
OA Pinterest or something like that. We could go for that one.
Yeah, the silver sharks or whatever it may be. I don't know.
It could be you at Twickenham, you in Dublin, you playing in your Irish
Well,
bands.
this could be it. Yeah. You've got.
People aspirationally could be looking at you
You've
and go,
got-
Leslie, he's got his retirement.
This
down.
is
He's
what
got-
to do when you're his age. Yeah. Excellent, Mick. I've got a new career.
You could get some shaving products for your beard.
I've reinvented myself again.
Kidfluencers, or what the OAP equivalent of it is. It's a strange one, that one, isn't it? It's a trend which is not going away, though. I have a
not
feeling.
anytime soon.
Thank you both for your time. Kim, great to see you. Les, great
Yeah,
to see you as well.
always,
And
Mick,
we'll see you
always.
again next week.
Mental Health Monday with Mick Coyle.
On Radio City Talk.